STEM fans, are you ready? Let's hear it for the world-class NASA STEM Stars team. From NASA centers across the country, we present Dr. Tiffaney Miller Alexander. Hello, STEM fans, and welcome to NASA STEM Stars, where you connect firsthand with NASA engineers, scientists, and innovators. Today, we're connecting with Dr. Tiffaney Miller Alexander, who's actually going to speak about her actual important role as NASA's Safety and Mission Assurance Exploration Research and Technology Chief at the Kennedy Space Center in sunny California. So, Doctor, welcome to NASA STEM Stars. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic, David. I'm super excited to be with you today.
Thank you so much. Now, people only dream of giving the opportunity to work at NASA, and you are one of the agency's chief experts. Can you elaborate a little bit more about your work at the agency and what it entails?
Yes, I would be honored to do that. Well, the program that I support is the Exploration Research and Technology Program. So it is responsible for planning all of the ground processing hardware for the International Space Station. So we take care of all of those things in our space station processing facilities. So my office is the Safety and Mission Assurance Office. So I work for the Safety and Mission Assurance Directorate. So we make sure that all of the activities that go on as they relate to ER&T, Exploration Research and Technology, that it is safe. We also deal with all of the projects and the experiments. We assure that they are safe before they launch. I am so honored to serve and lead an amazing group of safety and quality engineers and specialists.
Well, that is definitely a huge feat altogether. You are our safety gladiator. Many missions under your belt. What would you actually say is one of the most memorable moments at the agency?
That's a good question, David. I have a ton of memorable moments, but I would say one of my favorites would be STS 135. That was the final shuttle mission. And I was assigned as the mission assurance manager. So I was responsible for ensuring that there was no open work, no issues or concerns from a safety perspective before we launched. So I would be in the control room, and you see right there in the picture, I have my headset on, and I would be in the launch control center. And this is me sitting by my launch director, and I was communicating with all of the safety engineers, just making sure that everything was good to go. Once I verified that, I let my director know that we would go for launch. And then he, in turn, when the launch director did the final poll before we launched, he would ask my director if we would go for launch, and he gave the thumbs up. And that was just awesome, just being a part of the team, working and playing my role to make sure that we were go for a launch. And just being in the control center, seeing the shuttle take off, seeing it through the window, hearing the glass vibrate and just feeling that vibration in my chest, David, that was just an amazing feeling I would never forget.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm understanding there's lots of mixed feelings there, lots of emotion. I had the opportunity to actually be there to see that final space launch on this end. Um, but how did you actually feel during that STS 135 launch?
Yeah, she made a great point, David. It was a lot of mixed emotions. First of all, I was honored just to be there and play a role. And then it was a little bit of mixed emotions because I grew up seeing the shuttle launches. I would go out in my backyard. I lived in Central Florida, so I grew up seeing them and I was inspired by them. And knowing that this was the last shuttle launch, that was a little emotional. But at the same time, I was excited because I knew we were going to a new program that was going to take us to the moon and beyond. And then also, I had a great feeling of just togetherness and teamwork. That's one of our core values at NASA, teamwork. And just seeing the room filled with so many different personalities, disciplines, skills. We were all working together. One person can't do it by themselves. So just seeing everyone working together to make this a successful launch, that was amazing. And I'm just honored just to play a role and be a part of it.
Yes, absolutely. Totally understand. We actually have a question that just came in from the chat on this end. And person basically asking, what are the astronauts basically doing when it comes to safety aboard the International Space Station?
Oh, that's a great question. Well, we always have protocol steps and procedures. So before they perform any type of procedures, there's always safety steps involved to make sure things are secured. What some of the things that we do here on the ground before we launch is that we identify all of the hazards and we put in mitigations and controls to minimize those hazards from occurring. So the astronauts, they have this information, they follow the procedure, and if everything goes well, there should be no issues. And even if there is an issue, there's still a process to follow. So we just do everything that we can to make sure all the mitigations are in place.
Okay. Follow-up question with respect to that. How does your career fit into the overall mission at NASA?
That's a great question. Well, I am a safety professional, and above all, everything for NASA and for KSC, the people are number one. That's the most important thing. If something goes wrong with a piece of hardware, we can get another piece of hardware, but you can't replace a person. So safety is number one, and I'm honored to be a part of our Safety and Mission Assurance Directorate because we do everything that we can to ensure that every aspect of everything that goes on at the Kennedy Space Center is safe, from facilities to experiments to the ground processing equipment to the flight hardware. We want to identify everything that can go wrong and put mitigations in place. Safety is another one of our values: safety, integrity, teamwork, excellence, and inclusion. So safety is very important, and I'm honored to play a part and ensure that everything that we can do within our strength and our ability to ensure it's safe.
Definitely. And here at NASA, it definitely feels like a family altogether. And with that, NASA as a family has some really exciting goals related to human space flight. Can you tell us a little bit about what NASA has in store for the nation?
Yes, I'm excited to share that. We have the Artemis program, so we are moving forward and it's really exciting. We have hardware here and we're just pressing forward. We're going to be putting the first woman and the first person of color on the moon. And that's super exciting. It's exciting for me and it's inspiring because I am a woman, I am a person of color. I know that it's going to be inspiring to our younger generation, especially our girls. STEM is a male dominated field, but that's okay. The women are coming up and we're growing in numbers. And I know that this will inspire our girls and our people of color to know that the sky is the limit. If you see these people doing it, you can do it too.
Absolutely. Now, we're basically talking about Mars, many of the different types of aspects that are related to Mars, to the moon, and lots of individuals are curious about those next steps to Mars. And we had a question in online. One of the individuals are basically asking is what type of safety aspects do we have to be aware of as we're trying to travel to the red planet?
Yes, that's a great question. Well, you want to always think about first the safety of the people. You always want to think about safety of the equipment. You wouldn't want the equipment to get us to Mars and then it fail. So, as I stated before, we try to look at everything that could possibly go wrong. When we design equipment in our minds, it's perfect. But as a safety and mission assurance professional, it's our job to identify everything that could possibly go wrong and put mitigations and controls in place to minimize that from happening. So that's one of the great things that we do just to make sure the people are safe, the equipment is safe, and we also want to have a safe and successful mission.
Well, you definitely have an amazing career here at the agency, and the buck does not stop here. So, NASA's technological breakthroughs have an important impact on future careers of tomorrow. And it's a combination of experience as well as education, which forges this opportunity to attract the next generation of workforce. Can you tell us just a little bit more about your education and maybe a little bit more about your background?
Most definitely. Well, I graduated from the University of Central Florida. Go Knights. I have a bachelor's degree in electrical engineering. I have my master's and my PhD in industrial engineering. One of the things that I did for my research in industrial engineering is that I took two tools, one tool that was used in aeronautics and one that was used in the nuclear field because it was critical fields. I used those two tools and I modified them to what we do at the Kennedy Space Center because what we do is very critical. And I was able to use that tool to help categorize human error and what can contribute to that so that we can start working towards minimizing that from occurring. So that was pretty cool.
Okay, very good. Now, while you're working at the agency, do you work more as an individual or as more a part of a greater team?
Yes, we work as a part of a greater team. If you see in that picture right here, this is me with another quality engineer, Charmel Anderson Jones. She and I were quality engineers for the shuttle program. And so sometimes we had to go to the pad and be around the hardware in order to perform some of our inspections. So this was at the pad for STS 131 for the Discovery vehicle. And it was just exciting to be there. That's one of the things I love about working at KSC. It's a team, we work together, we need each other, we bring all of our skills and our giftings to the table for the mission.
Absolutely. And as I mentioned before, it's that combination of education, the combination of the experience altogether. And sometimes mentorship definitely plays an important role as well. Did you have any important role models in your life?
Oh, most definitely. First and foremost, my mother, she was my biggest cheerleader. She always had my back, always encouraged me. And I had a plethora of mentors, some at my church, some in my community, some on my job. So, yes, mentoring is very important. It's important to share your knowledge and help encourage and pull other people up. So, yes, very instrumental in my life.
Overall, you are very well rounded, and I really appreciate your impressive list of degrees that you have. I can see how your education in combination with the experiences have led you to truly become a safety gladiator. Now, I am sure you face various challenges in acquiring your degrees, but let's see if you would like to take the challenge in lightning round, which is actually a new segment on STEM Stars where I'll ask you rapid fire questions and you give me one word responses. So let's see how many questions you can answer in 30 seconds. So, Dr. Alexander, are you ready?
Yes, David, I'm ready. Let's do this.
Time for NASA STEM Stars Lightning Round.
Okay, fantastic. Let's bring up that leaderboard on this end. Looks like you have about 10 questions to beat from our previous guest. Looks like Doug Hoffman has 10 questions in which he actually answered within 30 seconds. So looks like you'll have 10 questions to beat from our previous guest. So let's begin and put that 30 seconds on the clock. We've got that 30 seconds on the clock, and let's see if we can get things going really hot and started on this end. So, are you ready?
Yes, sir, I'm ready.
Here we go. Pickles or pizza?
Pizza,
Star Wars or Star Trek?
Star Wars,
Fishing or hiking?
hiking,
TV shows or movies?
movies,
Comedy or horror?
comedy,
Introvert or extrovert?
extrovert,
Food truck or restaurant?
food truck,
City or country?
city,
Talker or texter?
texter,
Pen or pencil?
pen.
Oh, wow. Looks like that is about 10 questions that will allow you to be on our leaderboard, Dr. Alexander. So it
Yay.
looks like we got a tie with Dr. Hoffman or Mr. Doug Hoffman from Jet Propulsion Laboratory. So congratulations, you're now enshrined on our leaderboard. So everyone, let's use the chat to show how we feel about Dr. Alexander's accomplishment here. Let's show some love in the post there. Show some emojis. Show some positive vibes there. We really appreciate that, and this is definitely something to celebrate about. Uh, Lots of fun here at NASA, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. We always love the competitive edge of Lightning Round. Let's keep that enthusiasm up and our fun here. And this is what I love so much about working at NASA. We work hard, we have fun, and we get the job done. So, what do you like most about working at NASA, Doctor?
Oh, wow. There's so many things that I love about NASA. One of the main things is teamwork. We work together, and I just love seeing the different disciplines and the different backgrounds coming together. As I stated before, teamwork is one of our values, and not one person can do it by themselves. We need each other, David. We need to help each other. And that's one of the wonderful things about NASA. We're a family. We spend a lot of time together and we have each other's back. So I would say teamwork is very special and important to me at KSC.
Absolutely. Looks like we have a question from a student online, Miguel. He basically says that SR-71 is one of his favorite aircraft. And do you have a special or favorite aircraft here at NASA?
Yes, for me, it would have to be the Atlantis shuttle vehicle because that was for STS 135. I was honored to be the mission assurance manager. That was the vehicle that was also kept here at the Kennedy Space Center. So it's very special to me, and people can come out to the visitor center and get a chance to see it up close. So I would say Atlantis is number one for me.
Totally understandable. You talked a little bit about teamwork there, and everyone is an essential piece of the puzzle here at the agency. And this is what makes our career here at the agency, the ability for us to bring so much diversity to table for a common vision and a common mission on this end. And these are very challenging times right now, especially for our students who are trying to actually figure out what career path to actually commit to. Uh, what advice would you actually give to students who are uncertain about pursuing a STEM career?
That's a great question, Devin. I would encourage any student, if you want to go into STEM, don't give up, pursue your dream. Just You're going to have failures, you're going to have roadblocks, but you have to keep pressing through. So don't give up. Something that was very important for me was having a support system. So I would encourage all kids, make sure you have a support system. For me, I had my mom. She was my number one cheerleader. And there was one time when I called her when I was in school and I was like, Mom, I don't think this is going to work out. And she encouraged me. She said, no, Tiffany, God put this in you. This is your purpose. You've been wanting to do this ever since you were 11 years old. Don't give up. She took me all the way back to when it was first put in my heart to be an engineer. And that encouraged me. And that was very important. So I encourage all students, have a support system. If you don't have it at home, find it in your church, find it at your school, find it in your community. Find someone who loves you and has your back and is going to tell you things that are going to be in your best interest. Thirdly, I would say not only having a support system, make sure you support someone else. When I was in school, some of my classes were hard, but I made sure that I got with other students that really understood the material and I studied with them, and that helped me. And then there were some other courses that I was really good at as well, and I would help other students. So make sure you help pull somebody else up and you help encourage and be a support for them. It's one big family. You can't make it on your own. We're not designed to just do everything by ourselves. We need each other. It's a family and it's teamwork. So that's what I would give to our up and coming students who want to pursue STEM.
Yeah, thank you so much. Really appreciate that. And you actually have a doctorate degree. Did you actually work on your doctorate while you were working at NASA?
Yes, I did. And so my dissertation actually focused on what I was doing. As I stated earlier, I took two tools that were used in the aeronautics and the nuclear field, and I modified that for what we do here at KSC. So yes, it was so exciting and so special to me to be able to use my research to help us accomplish our great mission here at the Kennedy Space Center and at NASA.
Fantastic. Do you have a favorite project that you worked on here at NASA?
Oh, wow. There's so many projects that I worked on. I would say before I became the Exploration Research and Technology Chief, I used to be the Exploration Ground Systems Safety Chief. So working on Artemis and working on a quality plan to ensure that all of the inspection points were verified, I would say that was a pretty cool project for me. So that was a project where I also had to work not only with KSC, but I had to work with other centers like Marshall Space Flight Center and the Johnson Space Center. So it was a lot of collaboration. I got to meet people from different centers and just work together. So that was pretty special.
Yeah, I totally understand that element altogether. So the thing is that a lot of individuals always say, "Wow, you work at NASA," and they just feel a little belittled by the fact that you're working at one of the most supreme organizations altogether. What would you say to a student who or a person out there that feels belittled or feel like that they might not have what it takes to actually work here?
That's a great question. We wouldn't want anybody to feel belittled. You can do it. There's no special formula. Just wanting to work hard, to be passionate, be able and willing to put in the work. As I said before, we are a family and we support each other. A lot of people think that working at NASA is just solely STEM careers and engineering, but we have other disciplines. We have public relations, we have communication majors, we have finance, we have legal. So don't limit yourself and think that you can't do it. Work hard, look at the opportunities that we have, and don't give up.
Absolutely. What are some of the unique opportunities that you think that are at NASA that maybe a lot of individuals may not know about?
I know one opportunity we have a pathways internship program where if you're in school, you can apply to that program and get an opportunity to come out here and do partial internship while you're getting your schoolwork. We also have an OSTEM internship program. So there's a lot of things that you can find on our NASA websites that will give you opportunities to either come out here, do an intern, or even come out to our visitor center and learn more about what we do.
Fantastic. We actually have a question that came in from a student on this end and wanted to know if you had any um, affiliation with the launch that occurred on September 15th.
No, that was not in my particular department. But as far as safety, our Safety and Mission Assurance Directorate covers all of the missions, all of the launches. So we have a commercial crew division that deals with all of the commercial crew. My division deals with the research and technology, everything that goes to the International Space Station. We have a launch services division that deals with some of our payloads that go up. We have exploration ground systems that deals with Artemis. So directly, I did not work with that launch, but as far as safety and mission assurance, we deal with all of the launches and all of the activities at KSC because we want to ensure that safety is in place because safety is number one.
hmm And there are definitely many different missions that are occurring here simultaneously. Do you have maybe any inspiring stories that you'd like to share with us?
Oh, wow. Just about my job in general.
Yeah, anything that you would like to share with us?
Well, I think one thing that was pretty exciting for me was when I started out at the Kennedy Space Center. I started out as a contractor working for the Boeing company, and I was working on the International Space Station. And I did that for about 8 years, and then I transitioned and came over to NASA as a quality engineer. And I did that for many years. I've been out here at the Kennedy Space Center for 22 years. And what was just so special for me is that I never would have imagined that I would come back full circle and now be an office chief for the International Space Station when I started off as a contractor. So I would encourage children and students who are interested in STEM or just in general, don't minimize the opportunities. Don't minimize those things that come to you because it may seem small and minimum, but that may be the opportunity that will lead you to something greater. So I was just thankful that I took the opportunity as a contractor and just continued to grow and came full circle to the role that I am now. And I'm looking forward. I have no idea what's ahead of me, but I'm always open minded, growth minded, and looking for those opportunities to be better and better every day.
Absolutely. Education is definitely a key to success, but it's also those experiences which forge those opportunities for you all together. So, I had a question come in from online with the student. Basically, is asking, would you like to actually go to the moon within our lifetime?
That is a good question, David. I'm not sure if I'm ready to go to into outer space, but whoever is going, we're going to make sure they get there safely and get back home.
All right, very good. So, also, for the individuals that are online, please feel free to bring in more of those exciting questions on this time. Hopefully, that you've been typing those questions in the chat, and if you haven't, then now is definitely the time. So let's look at the questions on this end. Looks like we have another question on this end. Do you have any inspiring historical individuals that you look up to?
Oh, wow. So many. Well, one that a lot of people know is Katherine Johnson. Oh my goodness, she was just amazing, just inspiring. How brilliant she was, and how she overcame so many obstacles and just kept moving forward. Definitely an inspiration to me. I truly know that I am not here by myself. As I mentioned before, you need to have a support system, and I'm definitely standing on great shoulders like Katherine Johnson and so many other women and engineers that came before me. So she's definitely one that sticks out to me and inspires me.
Absolutely. She's definitely one of the individuals that I aspire to as well. We have another question on this end. A student wanted a clarification back to your education on this end. They're asking, what exactly is a dissertation?
Oh, that's awesome. Awesome question. So, a dissertation, when you're getting your doctorate degree, it's about adding to the body of knowledge. No one person knows everything. So you're adding knowledge to something that's already there. So for my dissertation, there's a plethora of information on human error, but there was no specific information on human error and some of the things that we do at the Kennedy Space Center. So I was able to use two tools that had never been modified before to work and use for what we do here at the Kennedy Space Center. So that is a new piece of information that had never been established before. So I added this information to the complete body of knowledge of human error and human factors. So that's what a dissertation is. It's knowledge that you've done research, you've experimented, you've brought the results together, and you've brought a piece of information that no one knew before that can help the body of knowledge move forward. So even though I did my research specifically for what we do at KSC, now it's out there for everyone to use, and they can use now my information to move forward and present a new piece of knowledge to help us continue to learn about human error and how to minimize it.
Beautiful, beautiful. We have a comment here. Basically indicates thank you so much for your inspiring words as well as your thoughts. But at the same time, they also want to know, what do you do for fun?
That's a good question. Well, I have a beautiful family. I have an amazing husband and two wonderful kids. So I definitely spend time with them. I enjoy playing music. I play the piano and I play the drums. So sometimes I go in the room and I rock out when I need to. I enjoy watching HGTV, home garden television. I enjoy doing that. Spending time with my kids. I'm very active in my church. So I enjoy doing that, doing service projects and helping others. So I keep pretty busy.
That's terrific. Thank you so much for sharing those thoughts. I actually played the saxophone myself. Looks like we're going to have to put a little NASA band
Yes,
together. Terrific.
that would be awesome.
So let's get started. So here's the thing, everyone, as you've learned today, safety is a part of NASA's DNA, and the safety culture mission at the NASA agencies are to actually create an environment where everyone works safely. We learn from our mistakes and as well as our successes. We want to be able to feel comfortable. We want to be able to feel confident balancing these challenges and risks, all while keeping safety at the forefront of our lives while we are here at work. So today we are actually challenging you to design and build a crew module that will safely secure 2 centimeter astronaut figures during a drop test. So you can see the link there to the activity so you can actually begin completing your spacecraft. Once you finish your design, we hope that you would actually share your work with us on this activity at hashtag NextGenSTEM. So, 2 more things before we wrap up. I want to say thank you so much to Dr. Tiffaney Miller Alexander for coming on our program today. It was great talking with you about NASA's safety culture, as well as you being a safety gladiator and learning more about your amazing work and the great things that are happening at NASA. Lastly, join us for our next Gen STEM topic here on NASA STEM Stars on October 20th at 2 p.m. Eastern, where we're actually going to hear from NASA's Heliophysics Division Director, Dr. Nikki Fox. So be sure to tune in next week. Uh, we want to be able to learn more about her amazing career here at the agency. Thanks for attending. Don't forget to subscribe, and we will definitely see you all next time. Take your time to learn more about the wonderful careers here at NASA. Take care. David Alexander signing off, NASA STEM Stars. Have a good day.